we are going to travel to
Huh?
the Rocky Reach AVA just south of Lake Chelan. I'm joined once again by Caleb Foster. We're going to be trying some Rocky Pond wines today. Shout out to the
Yeah.
Rocky Pond team and Elizabeth for making these fantastic wines. This should be really fun. Caleb, how are we doing today?
Great. Doing great. It's still Wash Your White Month.
It is still Washington Wine Month. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're celebrating it. And even if it's not Washington Wine Month, there is no bad time to celebrate Washington. We're getting to the Rocky Reach AVA. While Caleb's opening this bottle, I'm going to hit some quick data points on the AVA. So, established in 2022, North Central Washington near the Wenatchee area, just north of Wenatchee, actually, in that Orondo area. A lot of apples growing up here, a lot of fruit trees growing up here, as you've heard in several episodes, where fruit trees are at wine typically grows well. So the AVA is about 32,000 acres total, but only about 117 planted. Warm, dry, long growing season. Only 11 inches of rain. Pretty droughty, considering it's that far north. But once again, it's on that Washington rain shadow side of things. So
There you go.
the most planted variety here is Cab Sauv. We're dealing with rocky glacier soils. This is a little bit different than Lake Chelan, though, because that river tumbled granite silica metamorphic rock situation. So kind of what you see in the rocks are Chateauneuf, but with its own kind of unique mineral composition. So Caleb, what are your feelings on this AVA?
Yeah, so here's a little winery in the midst of I think they're the only one out there.
I think they might be.
And it's a relatively new AVA. We got 21 in Washington, and I'll be blunt, this wine is delicious, but I don't think the AVA is really necessary. Um,
Okay.
I just think
Controversial.
Yeah, I just think we could carve out as we go across a map, across an environment, a lot of different things. But to me, what an AVA is saying is that the wine, the wine, not the landscape, the wine is so unique and characteristic and expressive of a special region that we need to name this place because it makes a special character. And we're so new. I think in America we rush to go and lay a claim on a place before we've proven our point. And now this is a lovely wine. Boy, I'm impressed right away.
Yeah, the
So I'm
aromatics are
not saying the
killer on
wine's not
this.
great, but I'm just talking about differentiation, this versus there, that style versus this. That's what an AVA is for.
So I understand where you're coming from, Caleb. There are some AVAs in North America, even in Washington, that I don't necessarily agree with the creation of. But I actually think that this is an AVA that's warranted because
Hmm.
this wine has a pretty unique characteristic to it. It feels like, I mean, I assume that this is a Bordeaux blend. Yes, as it
Yeah.
is.
Back
It's
label
not a,
says,
I do think that the wine is expressive in a unique way that doesn't feel like it's Yakima Valley, that doesn't feel like it's Horse Heaven Hills. I also think that
yeah,
because this wasn't wrapped in with the original Lake Chelan AVA, that it is one of like two AVAs I can think of that are more glacial deposit than the salt is Rocky Reach and Lake Chelan.
I mean, that's all true. That's all really fair. And that is what makes this real different. It's
Yeah.
really different because this bench, even a little different than agreed than Lake Chelan, is that a river bar like this one's deposit is growing on has got a little bit of soil, a little bit of micro material in it that is alluvial versus the kind of rough, very, very different deposit techniques that a glacier does on the benches around Lake Chelan. So, yeah, what to say? I mean, yeah, they're different. To me, an AVA is about something you can go back in time. You can prove it over and over. It's got a predictable character. You can go to a grocery shelf and be like, Marlboro, got it. Loire Valley, got it. Grave. I even know Grave is different than Pauillac. I like Grave more. So,
But in their defense, when Grav and Polyak were established, right? They were new to marketing. They were new to the area. This is started in 2022. You know, 30 years from now, you might be able to go to a shelf and say, "Hey, this is Rocky Reach. I love this AVA. I love the wines that come out of here." I mean, I'm agree to disagree on this one.
yeah, I don't want to take away from really great quality of the wine. There's really good wine growing. There's really good winemaking going on here. It's very attractive. It actually reminds me of the Grave wines of Bordeaux. Again, to my favorite, partly because they are smooth and voluptuous. They don't have the hard hitting youthfulness that Pauillac does. This is actually really aromatically pretty. I mean, there must be some barrels I like in this because there's a lot of new wood going on. But look,
Yeah.
this is a really good wine. To me, an AVA is a ex post facto. It's something you say at the end, like, here's the long history proof of why we get
Yeah.
to call this region a wine region, rather than
Absolutely.
saying, I'm laying a gold claim on old Gold Duster Hill, and then going up there and like trying to find gold.
That's fair. That's fair. I do think that, in the beginning, it's more important to tote vineyards over AVAs. I think you can have a very distinct, very unique vineyard in an area and really hang your hat on that. And they have some fantastic ones. So let's just talk a little bit about Rocky Pond for a second. As the
Yeah,
AVA was created in 2022, they've been up there since 2013. It was founded by David and Michelle Doofenhorst. Winemaker is Elizabeth Kaiser Hadley. Was pouring next to Elizabeth during Taste Washington this last weekend. We're going to talk about Taste Washington at some point. That was so cool. I'm just so re-energized for Washington wine. Not that I'm ever calm about it. I think you guys have all seen that over the years. My base is Orondo, Washington. So I actually was conceived in Orondo. I was born down in Vantage, but my dad used to manage of a fruit company.
there's a
Go
little bit
ahead.
of TMI there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Anyway, we
Uh,
don't have to talk about the night of my conception here. Let's stay on topic here. Uh, all right. So Orondo, Washington, and that's where the Rocky Reach AVA exists. They have a Lake Chelan tasting room, a Leavenworth tasting room as well. So estate experiences, they host at their Orondo estate and Double D Vineyard. Double D is one of their estate vineyards. Really fantastic stuff. So this is a super cool winery.
it
They
is.
also have Rocky Reach Estate Vineyard and Clos Cheval Vineyard. And I believe all three of those are within that AVA. And I believe that they're a 100% estate winery. So as we go
Yeah,
through
that's
this,
That's really
that's a,
cool. I mean, they're holding down the flag, they're holding down the fort there, and that's awesome. And I have noticed that Paul Greggett, who's tasted wine for 50 years in Washington now, and he is really liking these wines. And I think, as you notice, I've been drinking this wine. This is really, really drinkable wine, and it is young and it is delicious. Bravo, this is really good wine. And it's different because it's different, right? I've made Sage Moore, I've made Old Block, Dionysus, and Bacchus. And there's a scrumptious softness to this that is also, how do I express what I'm sensing? But there's a light, bright, sort of a légère, a middle part that's very easygoing. It doesn't have the hard denseness of some Cabernet that's like, wham, you can't get through this brick. Like, you can get through the whole wine. It's very light. It really is energetic and tasty in all aspects. It doesn't bother me in any part.
I agree. It's a supercharged wine, like electrical charge. Like it is light on the palate with an incredible concentration of flavor. It's not heavy
Yeah,
though. I mean,
exactly. It's
yeah,
got a light on the palate, but a concentration of flavor, right? It's not a light wine at all. It's concentrated, but it's light feeling.
exactly. So we're talking about aromatics and flavor versus texture is
Right.
is
And
kind
I
of
think that gravelly soil is really driving that fantastic aromatics. I mean, she put it in beautiful barrels. I mean, it's beautifully aged, lots of nice roasty, toasty oak that's very attractive to me.
mhm.
Um, and the market in general. And I mean, it's really well made. It's a cool, thoughtful wine.
Yeah,
Gonna follow
super
these
cool.
guys.
Yeah. So this is called 11 Dams. Caleb, tell me a little bit about why a wine might be called 11 Dams.
Well, there are 11 dams between the ocean and the Canadian border on the Columbia River. That's how many dams we've got generating irrigation and electricity in Washington state.
Perfect. So this bottle retails for $48 a bottle. Looks like only the
What a
23 is
bargain.
available.
I mean,
Yeah,
what a
crazy, right?
bargain. You can't get Grav for less than $100 like this.
I'm super impressed. Like, yeah, go to their website.
Look,
How close is this in terms of soil composition or like the rock composition to, let's say, the Rocks District of Milton Freewater or Chateauneuf? Because those are the three places that I think of like really river tumbled large boulders.
yeah, it's actually far from both because Chateauneuf has clay in it. and we ain't got no clay here.
Are we talking clay in the subsoils or clay that's in the rock itself?
Clay interstices, like the rocks apparently sit in clay in parts of the southern Rhone, whereas
Okay.
in the Milton Freewater Valley wedge in the Rocks district, that really should just be called the Milton district. But never mind. The Rocks district of Milton Freewater, the longest and dumbest name of any AVA, is a young soil, extremely young, that was deposited after glaciation. We're talking 10, 100,000 years young. That is really new, washed clean by the waters of the Milton Freewater rivers. That is kind of like this, only the source material is fundamentally different. So the source material of the rock district is 100% Blue Mountains, and Blue Mountains is 101% basalt, top to
Okay.
bottom, back to front, the whole thing. So you
Okay.
got nothing but basalt coming out of that. You've got wind-blown lust coming in from a westerly direction, depositing dust onto the land every year in the Rocks district. But here, you might have some wind and dust, but you've got this huge river when this flood cycles washing clean, washing clean, washing clean, washing clean until the dams get put in and the floods stop. And now you can plant a vineyard that doesn't get flooded, that you get these benches of clean washed gravels that come from the Cascades, which are igneous and not igneous, forgive me, which, well, mix of igneous, but mostly metamorphic rock, which is granite, gneiss, all the things that are very different chemistry than the basalt. So chemically wise, a vine is living in a very different soil here in the sense that it doesn't have very much of dust and soil or organic material. There's very little organic material in this vineyard. And then it's a warmer soil. It's got very different chemistry in it and than it is in the stones of the Milton area. And
The stones.
it's just it's just very of the Milton stones. It should be called the Milton stones, by the way.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, I don't want to get sidetracked.
So, Rocky Reach is great. I got to drop this in. This is one of the greatest Harley Davidson motorcycle rides you can take in the spring. I mean, to run up this road and go by to the vineyard is so beautiful. It's warm, it's gorgeous. You have this beautiful day, and it's just beautiful.
Absolutely. If you're on the west side of the mountains, you go over Stevens Pass to Leavenworth, and then you go up to this region, Rocky Reach, and then you
Another
can
beautiful drive. Yeah.
yeah, you can end up in Lake Chelan. I mean, it's probably what, maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours from the Woodinville area at most to Lake Chelan. That's a
What a
short day. Yeah,
what a beautiful drive for 2 hours.
I don't think you can get to like outstanding, gorgeous wine country any quicker than that. And don't wait till the summer. I think right now, I think it's a great time to head up there. We are in full swing with cherry blossoms and apple blossoms going on right now. And
I've
it
never
is
been up to Lake Chelan and the cherry blossoms. It must be amazing this week. Oh, wow.
just a couple days ago, we started seeing bud break here in Washington State, which is really cool. That means that, I mean, the growing season really starts at pruning, but this is when you could start to see when things kind of dial in the clock on things. You start to hit points after this where once bud break happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. That,
Yeah, that's right.
okay.
This is delicious.
God, there's a deep, rich aromatic to this wine, like dark plum. Are you getting like that like really rich plum characteristic on the nose? No?
You know what? About a minute ago, I was like, that's what's so attractive about this to me. It tastes like Cabernet Franc to me. It's
Mm.
got this beautiful Cabernet, and then it gets really savory, like
Uh-huh.
leather, but Cabernet not hard, Cabernet soft and voluptuous. And like, man, what a great blend. What an I'm gonna definitely follow these guys because look, I probably have to eat my words in 10 or 20 years. This
I
spot
hope so.
might be really a cool AVA, but I just don't like getting the name out in front of the proof. But I this is special. This is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No cart before the horse in Caleb's world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
I
just
get it.
smells great. It tastes great. It feels really good. It's easy to go. It's what a knockout wine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, once again, if you guys are liking what you're seeing here, please, give us a like and follow down below. It helps us create more of this content. Shout out to Rocky Pond, excuse me, for sending this wine this way. Fantastic neighbors. And yeah, once again, cheers to Washington wine, guys. Cheers. What do
Cheers.
we do here?